What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, I have and had an epiphany, right? Since the WBA welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Rolando Romero, 17 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout, is avoiding a fight in a unification bout with Devin the Dream Haney. He don't want that fight with Devin Haney, right? Rolly Romero. He says that Devin Haney will sue him, so on and so forth, right? The bottom line is Rolando Rolly Romero is looking for a cash out, right? He wants to cash out, which I get. The biggest victory of his career, dropping Ryan Garcia and beating Ryan Garcia. He wants to cash out on that now, right? He wants to get as big a financial fight with the path for least resistance as possible, right? And the premier boxing champion, better known as the PBC, was promising him a possible showdown with legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pacquiao, right? Which Rolly was going to attempt to cash out on that fight with Manny Pacquiao. Try to get as much money out of it as possible. Path of least resistance, right? He's an icon. He's already cemented as a first ballot Hall of Famer once he really fully retires. And Rolly sees that, right? Is he going to get more money to fight Manny Pacquiao than he will another first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires? 3-division champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight, and a unification bout with the undefeated superstar, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, and Devin the Dream Haney, who is 33 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout? No. Rolly is not going to make more money fighting Manny Pacquiao than he would fighting Devin Haney. That's just the truth of the matter. It's just the truth of the matter. He's not, right? Why? Because Devin Haney is current. Manny Pacquiao's past. And the PBC does not have a budget with Amazon Prime. So everything Rolly is going to receive from a Manny Pacquiao fight is not going to be his guaranteed big purse. It's not going to be, the pay-per-view sales, because it's just not going to sell. It's just not. So they're going to have to try to do back-end money and all that. It's not going to sell. But Rolly thinks that commercial-wise, if he fights and beats and knocks out Manny Pacquiao, that boosts his brand. It does. Manny Pacquiao obviously is a more recognizable household name than Devin Haney. That's obvious, right? He's a global superstar, a global icon, right? But he's 47 years old. And that's the reason. He's 47 years old. He fought Mario Barrios. He didn't look great. Regardless of what people try to sell you and tell you, oh, he looked great. He did not look great. And no stretch of the imagination did he look great. No, sir, he did not. With that said, he was out the ring for 4 or 5 years. He's 46, 47 years old. Yeah, you'll get credit for if you Rolly for beating Manny Pacquiao, especially if you knock him out, for sure. But it's a circus. That's what it is, right? But I got something that makes sense. Now, he got a mandatory and Gaiusov that he got to satisfy since the Manny Pacquiao situation done fell through. He was looking to get the Manny Pacquiao fight instead of unifying the belts against Devin Haney, which is going to secure more money for him because His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is going to be involved. Is going to be on the big stage with, would have been with Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios fight. So 3 belts would have been on the line in one night in the same division, right? And you're going to get guaranteed money instead of going out on a limb and hoping that you get money from pay-per-views and back ends. Nonetheless, he was going to get big money. But, okay, you don't want to do that? You got the Gaiasov mandatory, and the WBA, World Boxing Association, has decided they're not in the business of bypassing Gaiasov anymore, and he got to get his mandatory. But I got a fight that I would love to see. Since Rolly and the world talk so much and they talk about how Devin Haney is this and Devin Haney is that, I got a fight. Brian Norman Jr., the former WBO welterweight champion, who is now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. Give him opportunity. Let's get Rolly versus Brian Norman Jr. Let's get Rolly Romero versus Brian Norman Jr. Rolly Romero versus Brian Norman Jr. Let's get that. Why not? 2 big punchers, 2 stationary targets. They ain't big movers and all that, right? Both exciting. And I know people gonna say, well, Brian Norman just lost. Why should he get an opportunity? He just lost to Devin Haney. He lost his belt to Devin Haney. Well, Ryan Garcia came off a year layoff, coming off of a suspension for testing positive for a banned substance, having to pay $1 million fine, then losing to Rolly Romero in a cherry pick going wrong, out the ring for another extensive period of time, and now he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title against Mario Barrios. His last 2 fights was blunders. You got tested for positive for performance enhancers. Your fight got overturned, got suspended for a year, and got $1 million fine. Your next fight, you lose to Rolly Romero, which was a cherry pick going wrong because your initial fight was supposed to be Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who pulled out the fight. And now you out the ring since May, almost another year because he's fighting in February, right? So 10 months out the ring since your last fight. So in a total of 2 years, you had 2 fights and 2 blunders. And now you got rewarded for that by fighting for the WBC welterweight title. In your first official fight at welterweight, right? I believe it's his first official fight at welterweight, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he fought Rolly, that was at welterweight. I don't remember. So if that's the case, then why can't we get Brian Norman Jr.? Why can't he get an opportunity? He lost to Devin Haney. Lost his belt to Devin Haney. Had 3 knockout of the year candidate fights. So why can't he get another opportunity? What's the difference? The politics in the ranking system, right? You want to prove yourself? Prove that Brian Norman ain't that. You know, people said, well, Devin Haney, you beat Brian Norman. Brian Norman never did this, never did that. Okay, well, prove it. Prove it. You ain't got the Devin gonna run, he gonna hide. Okay, Brian Norman ain't gonna run, he ain't gonna hide. Who wouldn't want to see Brian Norman versus Rolly Romero? 2 massive punches. Somebody get knocked out, right? Ain't nobody running, ain't nobody boxing, ain't nobody holding, ain't nobody doing none of that. 2 massive punches. 2 young, big, strong dudes. Similarities. Why not? But let me know what y'all think, man. I think that's the fight we should call for. Call for that fight. Now, again, obviously, Gaiasov got to get his opportunity, so on and so forth. Make that happen. Why not? But let me know what y'all think, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.